here we go.
We're good.
Welcome back to The Best of Investing. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with my co-host Mark Humph and Rick Warner. When we cut to the second commercial break, we ask this trivia question. In The Wizard of Oz, we see 3 witches, each from a different location. From which location do we not see a witch? Rick, you know the answer to that.
Well, you got those southern witches.
You got them southern witches.
Ain't no
That's
southern
true.
witches.
Ain't no southern witches. That's right. The one from the south we do not see. And you know what? Hey guys, real quickly before we get into Mark's email, we have another special trivia contest where the winner is going to get a 2-night stay at the beautiful Ritz-Carlton Half Moon Bay.
Nice.
That's a nice place.
It's very nice. And here is the information. Embark on a seaside culinary journey at Navio Restaurant located in the Ritz-Carlton Half Moon Bay. Following a $1 million renovation, Navio is excited to share its new version of coastal cuisine and new contemporary design. Join us at the Bay Area's only oceanfront golf resort, the Ritz-Carlton Half Moon Bay, to experience the new Navio. Make your reservations today by calling 650-712-7040. That's 650-712-7040. And here is the question. 12% of people do this every month. What is it? And here are the rules. You know, Rick, you got to have a clean mind here. Okay.
I'm just sitting
I
here.
know,
What
but
do you...
you give me that wry smile. And here are the rules. You cannot have been
More like 95%.
You cannot have been a previous winner on the Best of Investing. You need to email Edward at Best of Investing the answer by midnight tonight, and we'll answer the. We'll give the. We'll read from the correct answers the following week. Announce it.
Excellent.
Okay, Mark, we received an email for you, and here it is. I have invested in deeds of trust before, but I am now having a hard time finding product. Why is that?
Well, happy Memorial Day weekend to all of you driving around, listening to the Best of Investing. And my name is Mark Humph, and I'm president of a company we call Pacific Private Money. And we're in the business of making loans to real estate investors. And the source of capital is private individuals. And for the last 5 years, we've been making now over 500 loans, over 100 million in originations to local Bay Area real estate investors, mostly for buying, fixing, and flipping. The local real estate investors kind of lost their source of financing after 2008 when, with the subprime mortgage meltdown and all that stuff, the banks really just stopped making loans to real estate investors after 2008 and have concentrated on making consumer home loans. And they've been making lots of money making consumer home loans. They don't really need that market right now. And so the private money lenders like Pacific stepped in and filled that void. And we filled that void with capital from private individuals. And when I first started out, most of my investors were experienced real estate professionals who had saved their pennies and they felt comfortable making loans on real estate. It was not a very well-known investment alternative. But over the years, particularly since interest rates have been stubbornly low, and the banks and CD rates and bond rates, and then of course the stock market, which right now is doing great, but it hadn't been for a long time. A lot of investors were seeking out ways to boost the yield in their savings or try to recoup some of the losses. And
they had to look to alternative.
Right, so they had to look to alternative investments. So private lending has started to become more and more popular, also known as trust deed investing. And so the question is I heard about this trust deed investing, and I'd like to get involved in it, but I'm finding them difficult to get in on. And that actually is an issue that's happening more and more nowadays is while we're still writing a pretty consistent 10 to 15 loans per month out of our office, and of course, there's other lenders like ours throughout the Bay Area, California. The fact is that I actually have more investors than I have deal flow. So I tend to go to a core group of investors that I've been working with for a number of years who know my product and can make fast decisions. And so they tend to get the deals before others do. And so I get calls weekly with new investors inquiring about trust deed investing. And so I oftentimes tell them it's hard for newer folks to get in on trust deeds.
Unless they want to take a lower interest rate?
Well,
that was going to be my question. I mean, if you've got that much demand out there, couldn't you create more demand by lowering interest rate? Is that a bad question?
No, that's actually a great question. So there's two answers to people who call me and say, how do I get in on these higher yields, these 8% yields I keep hearing about that are available through private lending? And the answer is twofold. One is you're willing to make your money available at a lower interest rate. So I've got a lot of investors who say, I want 10%, and others who say I'll lend at 9%, and then I've got a group that will lend around 8%. And so if you're willing to take lower yields, that is going to be that's going to help folks like me, brokers like me, be more competitive in the marketplace for well-qualified borrowers and well-secured property. The second way is through a mortgage pool fund, which are starting to come back in favor in the marketplace today. The mortgage pool fund allows you to basically write a check to the fund and begin earning interest immediately as that mortgage pool fund, the manager of that fund, can loan that money out right away without having to put together a group of investors. And so we have a mortgage pool fund at Pacific Private Money that we launched this year. It's our second fund, and we've been making real estate loans out of that fund. And our goal over time is to grow that fund larger and larger because it does give us a little bit more flexibility in terms of reacting quickly to opportunities that are out there, and fast close opportunities kind of are the call of the day today in real estate. I mean, they really are. It's if you can close by next Friday, you're probably going to get that deal before the guy that wants a 30-day loan contingency. So there are options for those of you out there that are curious about how to boost the yields in your savings and how to make 8% or better on your money. So for more information, maybe the easiest way is just to drop me a call at 415-883-2150. That's 415-883-2150. We're in the Bay Area. That's Pacific Private Money. Or go to our website. That's pacificprivatemoney.com. Or check us out on our website, the radio show website, thebestofinvesting.com. So it's a great opportunity for people out there.
Good. And before we cut to our third and final commercial break, I got a kind of fun story here that I read. A rare Superman comic book was found in house insulation. Okay, so a number one episode, 1938, the debut of Superman was found. And now this guy, okay, first of all, when this thing, because of the condition that it was in at the time, it would have been worth, let's see, okay, on a one, they graded from 1 to 9, okay? Excuse me, they graded from 1 to 10, and one that was graded 9 went for $2.16 million, okay?
Unbelievable.
Now,
for a comic book.
Okay, now, what ends up happening, though, is that this guy gets into a heated discussion with a relative about its value, and the back cover gets ripped.
Oh my gosh.
And so because of the damage, it is now 1.5 on the 10 scale, and so it's now only worth $127,000. Now, do you think that these guys maybe should have not had such a heated argument? I mean, can you imagine that suddenly both of these guys are ending up? I mean, I don't know what the relative was, but that's crazy. Okay,
All right.
we're going to cut to our third and final commercial break on that upscale note of Superman. And again, the theme is seldom seen on TV. This actor played the voice of Charlie in the hit TV show Charlie's Angels. Remember Farrah Fawcett and Kate Jackson and all that fun stuff? Who was this voice? Because we never saw him. The first three callers with the correct answer win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. And what we're looking for is who the actor. What was his real name?
Charlie.
Charlie. Yeah, Charlie's Angels. Okay. Okay. Now we can eliminate that name, Charlie. That's not correct. Call 888-912-1190. That's 888-912-1190 to answer this question. This actor played the voice of Charlie in the hit TV show Charlie's Angels. Who was it? Make sure to include your name, email address, speak slowly, spell out your email one letter at a time. Don't touch that dial because we're going to have some closing thoughts here on the best of investing.